Hello, what's up? It's me, Zara. So today I'm going to be doing another drawing into a clay sculpture. So this is the drawing I did. I use Ibis Paint X on my Samsung tablet. So let's get to the sculpture. So for this sculpture, I started off with the paddling pool. So for this project, I'm using mostly coloured polymer clay, except for the bear. In fact, no, that's a complete lie. The only part I'm using polymer clay for is the actual paddling pool, and everything else I used Cos Clay, which I then painted. So anyway, whatever, scrap that. So I started off by making like 3 rings. So this yellow clay I'm using was actually really overworked, so it's kind of pretty sticky, but never mind, I decided to use it anyway. It did make my sculpture come out a bit funny, but it still looks okay, I think. Maybe you agree, I'm not sure. I then went ahead and like rolled out some more yellow for the bottom of the pool, placed the rings on, and then just cut off the excess, and then I baked the pool in the oven, and here is how it turned out. So that bottom ring of like yellow clay is not the best, but never mind. Then I moved on to doing my bear. So I started off with just like the body part of the bear. I did kind of make some legs, as you can see I'm doing here, because originally I was going to have the bear kind of sitting, but then because the like arms of the bear are over the edge of the paddling pool, I ripped the legs off, which you will see shortly. Before I did that, I started shaping the head. So I just started off with like a rough ball shape and just smoothed this down onto the like little body that I'd done, or kind of maybe big body actually. And then I was like, you don't need any legs, so I pulled those off, and then it ended up being like this hourglass figure. I then put the bear in the pool and like measured the place where the arms would go so that they would kind of be over the edge, and I smoothed the arms down onto the bear's body. So if there's any like clay projects or any like characters or anything that you would like to see me sculpt, please let me know. I love a challenge. So then I moved on to adding some more clay to the face, because my drawing of like the bear, my reference picture, basically I'd drawn the bear's face like quite wide, so yeah, I needed to add some more clay on just to kind of match the drawing a bit more. And so as you can see, I added some onto the left and then also onto the right, just using my hands, my fingertips, and then my clay tool as well. So as I was saying earlier, yeah, if there's any like clay sculptures or anything you want me to make out of clay, please do drop a comment below. I would really love to hear your ideas and make something that you want to see as well. So I then went ahead and like added some ears, so just using like 2 balls of clay, 1 for each ear, and then just moving these down and kind of shaping them at the same time onto the bear's head. I really like this picture that I drew. I know it's probably quite kiddish, but it just kind of reminds me of summer. I like, my ultimate dream is to have a pool in my garden, not a paddling pool, but a proper pool. That would be so cool. I love swimming, so I can't wait for kind of summer to come and for stuff to start like opening up, and then I can go for a swim. What do you like doing in summer? Do you like swimming, or do you like going to the beach or having picnics in the park? Let me know. So that is the bear, and once I was happy with kind of the clay sculpt, I put it in the oven, and here is how it turned out. And then I went ahead and started to paint it. So I'm not sure if it's my acrylics that I'm using, so I'm using the Arteza outdoor acrylics, but I don't really like the way the paint went on. It's really thick, and it's just, I don't know, you can just really see the brush strokes. I even tried to like wet my paintbrush a bit, but yeah, I don't know, maybe I need to use some different acrylics, because I feel like these outdoor ones are just like so durable. There's something in them, and it's making them like, making the paint just really thick, and it's not as smooth as I'd like. So if you have any tips, let me know, but maybe I just need to kind of change up my paint. I also added on like the markings on like the kind of belly, chest area, and also kind of the part under the nose as well. And I use a cocktail stick to kind of add in for like face details, eyes, nose, and mouth, and also a bit of detail onto the ears as well. Then I decided to add some like this packaging stuff to the bottom of the pool, because basically when I put the bear in, he wasn't in like a good position. I kind of needed him to lean forward a bit with his arms over the edge, and it was a bit too kind of far away, if that kind of makes sense. Then I added on like the armbands that he's wearing so that, you know, he can float in the water, just using some orange polymer clay. So I actually dried this with a heat gun rather than putting the whole model back in the oven. It's just a bit quicker. And then I moved on to making the little duck that's on the top of his head. So I'm just using some Cos Clay, and then I also cured this with my heat gun and painted this yellow. And for the beak, I just made like a tiny square with some orange polymer clay and cut that in half, kind of just like squashed it together, and then the beak was done. And then I went ahead and added some yellow card just on top of that like packaging foam, as the original bottom of the like pool is yellow. And then the last thing I forgot to make out of clay was like the part where you would like blow the paddling pool up. I don't really know what the name of that is, so I kind of made like an upside down mushroom, and then kind of like another circle with a like triangle part onto it, and put that on the end, and that's like that bit that stops all the air from rushing out. I cured this with my heat gun as well, and then just stuck it on the side with some super glue. To finish off this project, I used some UV resin to basically make up the water. So I did this in a few layers just to ensure that it would cure properly, and then for the final top layer I used my craft knife to scrape off some of my like blue chalk pastel, and I also added a bit of white as well, I think. So I had to add a lot because, as you can kind of see here, it looked green just because of obviously the blue and the yellow mixing, and the light going through it made it look green. So I added loads and loads and cured it with my UV lamp. And then lastly, I used some super glue and stuck the like little duck on top of the bear's head, and the sculpture was done. So here is the final sculpture. I hope that you like this video. As you can see, as it turns around, I did add on some like little bathing shots onto the bird just with like an acrylic paint pen. I thought it looked a bit weird from the back and I didn't really paint anything, so yeah. I hope that you like it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye!